Maize farming is one of the main sources of income for farmers across Africa, and to make the most money from it depends on your strategies. Should you sell your maize fresh or dry? And which one actually makes more profits? I got this comment from a guy called Martin Donko asking me, please, what is your advice on whether to sell fresh or dried maize? Which one is more profitable according to your research? I thought this was a topic that would not just help Martin, but also most of my subscribers. And so yes, we are tackling this topic today. Shout out to Martin Donko, and you are also encouraged to ask your questions in the comments section, and it might end up being the next thing we talk about here. To pull this off, I needed to find the average selling price of maize currently so I can compare these options. But I had a problem. I could not find a single reliable source of information on this, so I had to conduct a quick research, and I was shocked with what I found. I visited 724 corn vendors, both boiled and roasted corn vendors as such, from 6 different places in Kumasi, Ghana. 9 from Bwedi, 24 from Kote, 18 from Ayeduase, 36 from Tech Junction, 347 from Adum, and 290 from Kejitia. My question to them was simple: how much do you get to buy the fresh maize from the farmers, and how much do you sell it? The results were very consistent, with 78% saying they get to buy fresh maize from the bush at 1 Ghana cedi to 2 Ghana cedis, which is equivalent to about 7 to 13 cents in US dollars, depending on the fruit size.
Ohana 2 million.
100.
I know half and 100.
That's 500.
What kind of 2 say? I can see a what kind of 250
I can see 250.
I need this so a good so
okay. I can see any woman. Kind of you are the whole doors are 50 100. It means I can see no back 100 and 100 cities. It's back 1 city. So, okay.
15% said they buy the whole maize farm and harvest it themselves. This information wasn't very helpful for my analysis, as I could not figure out the size of the land and therefore the estimated number of plants on the land. But most of those sellers said they buy the whole maize farm for 5,000 Ghana cedis. So I suppose it's a pretty small maize farm.
Okay, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And this is how much then?
50 million.
50 million. Okay, food in amount 50 million. Ada bonus sir.
Yeah, good.
Yes, I'm looking at Winnebi.
This man come in Nibi. Winnebi. This one car, I go on Swan water. Or no telephone. I'm a continuation.
Okay.
Mamma make a crowd. I'm on bed 2 million.
Now, the remaining 7% simply choose not to answer, but almost all of them sell their maize between 3 Ghana cedis to 5 Ghana cedis. This means that these sellers buy it at 1 to 2 Ghana cedis from the farmers and roast or boil it and sell at 3 to 5 Ghana cedis. Cool. Let's use the 78% for analysis. Let's say you are a farmer with an acre of land for maize cultivation. 1 acre of land is approximately 4,046 square meters. If you use the recommended planting spacing of 40 centimeters from plant to plant and 75 centimeters from row to row, your 1 acre land can hold about 13,500 maize plants. But the reality on the ground is that you won't get all of those plants healthy and bearing fruit in the end. However, we can boldly assume that 85% of the plants will have fruit during harvest, unless you do something wrong, of course. So 85% of 13,500 is about 11,475 plants. Again, let's assume every plant produces only 1 fruit at the end, which is really not typical. Selling 11,475 fruit fruit at 1 Ghana cedi each will make you 11,475 Ghana cedis by selling your maize fresh. This is about $740 US. Remember, we use the worst case scenarios throughout the estimation, meaning you can get way more than our estimate if you do things right. Okay, what about selling your maize dry? Well, it looks like there are some reliable sources of information on this. I don't have to visit about 1,000 corn vendors again. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, the yield of corn in Ghana for the 2024-2025 growing season stands at 2.6 tons per hectare, which is the same as 1.1 ton per acre. Now, 1 ton equals 1,000 kilograms. This means that 1 acre of maize farm can generate 1,100 kilograms of maize. You are going to package your maize 100 kilograms per bag. Therefore, you will get 11 bags at the end from your 1 acre farm. I have to mention that there are different figures you can find out there. People say they can achieve like 16 bags, 20 bags, or even 30 bags from 1 acre farm. I feel it is very possible to achieve that, but I simply wanted to stick with the most reliable sources possible. So I am going with United States Department of Agriculture, 11 bags per acre. A 100 kilogram bag of maize is sold at an average price of 950 Ghana cedis in Kumasi and Accra currently. So selling 11 bags at this price will generate 10,450 Ghana cedis in revenue. That's actually over 1,000 Ghana cedis less than selling it fresh. This is a very interesting finding, guys. I've been doing this for a long time and I've not even thought about this way. But hey, I don't think we all should jump into selling our maize fresh. Let's look at some pros and cons of each option first. I have a couple of issues with selling maize dried. The first one is that it takes a little more time for your dry maize to get ready for market than it takes for fresh maize. After maize matures to be sold fresh, it can take additional 4 to 5 weeks for your maize to dry enough to be sold dried. I know that might not be a problem as long as you can wait, but I do see another problem. Storage, shelling, threshing, winnowing and harvesting will also bring major grain losses, which you will likely not encounter if you sell your produce fresh. And with selling your produce fresh, most of the time you will not sell everything and the rest will start to dry, especially if your farm is very big. So here is my advice on this. Sell as much as you can fresh, and when the rest start to dry, take good care of it, especially with winnowing and storage, and then sell that dried. This is the way I think you can make the most money possible. If you want to wait and let your produce dry completely, you might store it for a long time and might get a significant loss. I hope this helps. Let me know your experience in the comments section. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Until we meet again, stay safe and thank you for watching.